Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Jewel. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been back, so I caught that dreaded, summer cold. It took me about 2 weeks to get over it, but I'm feeling good, feeling better. And I thought about what I wanted to talk about in my first video coming back. And I thought I would share my experience of coming into the chronic kidney disease community. Um, as you know, 30 million people right now, Americans, have chronic kidney disease and don't know it. And I was one of those people at the time. I thought I had the flu, feeling bad, the aches, all the symptoms. So I went to the emergency room. And lo and behold, I found out that I was sicker than I thought. So they prepped me for emergency surgery. And next thing I know, I'm waking up in a hospital room with a tube coming out of my clavicle. So I had nurses and doctors surrounding me, telling me, what happened, that I had to do dialysis because my kidneys were failing, and it was affecting my body, and I just couldn't live like that without dialysis. So this is how I came to know that I had to do dialysis. So my first dialysis was in the hospital, and it was from the tube in my clavicle, which was very hard and difficult to accept at that moment. But, this is how it was. So I stayed in the hospital for about 5 days, and of course, met my doctors. That was going to be my doctor, and, nurses, and they gave me all the information that I needed to help me, start this journey that I had to start. And I was very not happy. I was not happy. I didn't even understand it. It was just a very difficult time, for me. And I'm sure for the people that are starting this journey, you're feeling the same way I did. I I went home and they put me on my schedule, of 3 days a week, spinning in the center, and I went through the motions, of course, like the rest of us, and that's all I did. I went through the motions, and but mentally, I was struggling so hard, trying to come into acceptance about what my life was now, because of course everything changed after that. My body was totally weak. Um, I couldn't drink a lot of water. I had a lot of food restrictions. It was just a totally different way of life than what I was used to living. So it was about adjustment, and I was adjusting physically well, but mentally it was a very hard time. It took me quite a while to understand, what was happening, what I was going through. I'm sure I was like all of you guys that are going through this journey. You go through your life and your day, doing what you have to do, but at night, I was crying on my pillow every night, trying to understand what happened. Why am I here? What do I have to do? And it was just a hard time. But after a while, you get back into the flow of life, You go day by day, doing what you have to do. And after a while, you get back in the flow and you start to really understand and know what you have to do and how to keep yourself healthy. And for the tube in the clavicle, I changed my perspective and started to understand that this was my lifeline. This is what's going to keep me alive, keep me going, and it did, of course. And just learning to accept and to know that you may be going through this right now at this moment, but things change in life. You may be going through it right now, but in the future, things change. Things are different. But my thing is, I had to get through the now. So I had to figure out coping skills to figure out how I can get through this day by day without falling apart. And so what I did is I concentrated on the day. I concentrated day by day by day. I didn't look too far in the future because truthfully, it was too scary to look far in the future for me. I had to stay, right where I was day by day, until I felt strong enough to really start thinking about um, what will be coming next. And this is what I did. I did it for a long time. I did my, time at the center 3 days a week. Um, I, followed instructions from my doctors and nurses. I just did what I was supposed to do, and that's what got me through it. I just went day by day doing what I was supposed to do, and eventually, I was put on the transplant list, and that gives you hope. It gives you hope that things, there is a future for you. And so, even though, I had that hope when I was put on the list, I still stayed in the same mode that I had always stayed in, taking it day by day, trying to stay positive, trying to just live your life, trying to enjoy, the time that you had with your family, being grateful that you were still here, all those things that make life worthwhile, even when you're ill, you still can enjoy, your life, you can still love your life, you can still do everything that you were doing before, but in a very different way. And I think that's for everyone to find out on their own how they're going to do this. But for me, it was a day-to-day situation, um, and in loving the people that were around me, loving the help, the the care that I was receiving. It was very helpful to me. So what I wanted to tell you guys that are just starting this journey is that it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. You're going to go through depression. You're going to go through why me? Why did it happen to me? All those questions that all of us, go through. But you're going to get through it. It doesn't last forever. You're going to go through the heartache of how your body changed. You know, um, the restrictions of your body and all that. But eventually, I promise you, you're going to get back into the flow of life, and you're going to know that you are ill. You have an illness, but you're still alive. You can still love. You can still play. You can still enjoy. You can still enjoy your life. So, what I wanted to say to all of my fellow chronic kidney sufferers that this too shall pass. You will find your strength to get through this like hundreds and thousands of others, of us did. You will, you will find your way. I promise you. I wanted you to know that I'm thinking about you. You know, um, Praying for you. Keeping positive for you. And I want you to do that for yourself too. Because you're a beautiful soul. And you're going to get through this. And I promise you, you will. So, what I tell you and what I told myself is stay compliant no matter what to your doctors and nurses. Do what you have to do. Keep a positive frame of mind. And I promise you, time will pass. And as time passes, you will be getting stronger. You will be coming on the transplant list. And then, you know, you will have something to really look forward to. So I want to just tell you and to encourage all of you that are going through this and are coming, into this journey right now, that it is doable. It is possible to get through this. I'm 15 years now with a transplant. So, and for me, it was a very hard deal, but I got through it, just like hundreds of thousands of us have. So I want to say to all of you, just stay positive and know that you are not alone. That we, as a community, have went through this, all of us. That we are with you, and we want you to get better and to know that your life will improve. So I ask you to like, subscribe, and share, and to know that this too shall pass, and you're going to be good. I promise you, your future is going to be bright. Just keep looking to the future. And live in the moment as you're doing it. It sounds simple, but it really is simple. And it's a formula that I used, and I'm sure a lot of other people use. And, if that doesn't work for you, find your own formula to get through it. And I promise you, you will. So take care, guys. Love you.